Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Big night tonight. Matt Chapman finally signed. The Boris 4 is slowly but surely starting to get to spring camp. Per John Heyman, looks like it's going to be a 3-year deal worth $54 million, two opt-outs in the first 2 years. Let's go take a look at the depth chart for the Giants.
Yep.
And it looks like they have him batting sixth, 25 bombs projected. Blake, what's your initial reaction to Matt Chapman joining the Giants?
Yeah, this is a big ad for a team that's had a really good offseason, right? I mean, the last couple years they've missed out on some big name free agents. Carlos Correa they had signed to a deal last year. He fell through with the physical. So now you bring in Jung Ho Lee, you sign Jorge Soler, now you bring in Matt Chapman, and all of a sudden it's starting to look like a really solid offense in a competitive division, right? You're gonna have to obviously it's gonna be tough to keep pace with the Dodgers, but their offseason so far, outside of the pitching, their offseason their offense, sorry, is probably good enough to get second place in that division, right? I mean, this is a pretty
Yeah.
solid offense. Matt Chapman, it feels such a big need at the hot corner. I mean, you would have had JD Davis or Wilmer Flores playing third base. Like that's just not good enough, right? So you bring in a guy like Chapman, um, guy that can hit 20 to 30 homers. He's going to give you gold glove defense, one of the best defenders in the league. Yeah, it makes too much sense. I like the short-term deal for both sides. It's not like you're giving him an 8-year deal or a 6-year deal. It's a 3-year deal. If he has a good year, he opts out and he's a free agent again next year.
Yeah, they're saying he was injured last year. The numbers kind of will back that up. I mean, if we go
Yeah,
over to Matt Chapman last year was a 4-win player,
yeah,
primarily because of his defense.
yeah.
He crushed it in the first half. I'll try to get it down to his splits if I could find it on here. Um, Here we go.
Yeah, the first month, I'm pretty sure he had
Yeah,
18. Let's see here.
here it
Yeah,
is.
right
Yeah,
there.
he batted
Yeah.
384 in the first month in his first 27 games, and then
Yeah.
202, 200 the next 2 months after that.
Yeah.
Kind of started to get going again in July,
Yeah.
with a 247, but then the rest of the year 197 and 167.
Yeah. He
Right, it's
struggled
not the
big time.
Matt Chapman. It's not the Matt Chapman they're used to seeing.
No,
So he's claiming that he was, you know, had the injury bug for a while. Um, is that true?
I don't know.
Obviously, we won't know. It could just be them trying to um, negotiate and say maybe he just had a bad year. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a liar, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, nobody really knows because he never went on the IL or anything like that. But he is a gamer, so it wouldn't surprise me if he played through injury. If we look at his past years, he's hit 30 homers before in a season. That was in 2019, so it's been a minute. But even if we're looking at 21 and 22, 27 and 27 out of the
Yep.
third base spot.
Yep.
The Giants desperately need power. They signed Jorge Soler already.
Yep.
If Matt Chapman can hit 20 bombs out of the third base spot and play his platinum defense that he does every year,
Yep.
I think the Giants are getting the bang for their buck.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's like I said, it's a 3-year deal, 18 mil AAV. It's cheap. It's a cheap deal. If he can get back to where he was a couple years ago, or even last year, like you mentioned, hitting 27 bombs, I mean, that's a steal in itself. I mean, it's nice to see this team finally get rewarded and finally get some big name free agents.
Yeah, and payroll right here says 183. That's not the luxury tax payroll. Let's go down here. They're at 230.
Yeah.
237 is the luxury tax, the first one. So, does this take him out of the running for Blake Snell? I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, they've had a really nice offseason
Well,
already.
yeah, they brought
The,
in
the
Robbie Ray's going to
pitching
join them too.
late, yeah,
Yeah.
but they've already had some injuries in spring. Tristan Beck having an aneurysm in his arm has to have surgery, so that's already one guy that's down.
Yeah.
If we go over their depth chart real quick, I mean their starting pitching is already. I mean Beck, Cobb, Ray starting the year on the IL.
Hmm.
It's looking Webb, Harrison, Hicks, who's moving from the bullpen to a starting role. We'll see how that goes. Keaton Wynn and Sean Hajeli, if I'm even saying that right. I've never heard of that guy. So,
Yep.
no offense to that guy if he's listening. I doubt he is. But my point being is like Blake Snell
Fits
would
good.
really give this, yeah, it fits well. But would they be more,
I
would
think
it
it
be
would,
more about like it would be better to just go get Clevinger and a Lorenzen, and now
yeah.
you have two arms to fill this, and Logan Webb, Lorenzen, Clevinger, Hicks, Harrison. I mean that, and then you wait for Cobb and Ray to get back. I just don't think Blake Snell is enough to supplement this pitching staff right now. So in my opinion, they may have to swing a little trade for a back end starter, a guy that's done it in the past. But also even adding a Lorenzen and Clevenger is going to push them over the luxury tax. So
Yeah.
I really only think that they're going to
They
have to
might be able
maybe
to get
sign
one. They
one,
might be able to get
yeah,
one.
one
Yeah.
and
Right.
trade for a guy.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't think that the Giants are going to go over the luxury tax when they know the mountain that they have to overcome in the Dodgers right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, you just got to get into the playoffs, right? The D-backs proved that last year. I mean, they took down the Phillies, they took down other big teams in that National League. So, if you're the Giants, if you're a Giants fan, you're really pleased at this offseason. Matt Chapman is a terrific get for them.
Yeah, do you think that they would go and get Snell?
I don't see it.
I saw a tweet. I think it was Susan Sulcer saying that they're still in on Snell, but I just think that's
Man,
like
I think
I
there's
don't
gonna be a
see
lot
it.
of teams that on Snell when his price comes down because you saw it with Bellinger, his price came down a little bit. Chapman turned down a $100 million contract from the Toronto Blue Jays last year in the offseason, and now he only gets 54 million. So yeah, these guys maybe Boris overvalued their market a little bit. I'm not sure, but I mean, he's definitely losing leverage as the time ticks away in spring training.
Yeah, I still just don't. I mean, what teams are going to jump in on Blake Snell at this point?
I mean,
I mean,
it's
like we've talked about in other stuff, the Yankees, if they sign him to a $30 million contract, it's going to be a 60 million because they're already over the third luxury tax. The
yeah,
same with the Mets,
yeah.
Dodgers, they're paying double. So, um, you take those teams out of it, and then you look at the teams who have money. You're looking at the AL Central teams, maybe like the Twins that would want to spend on a Snell, that haven't been even referenced that are in it. It seems like he wants to be a West Coast guy, so that does make the Giants in play.
Or the
The Angels have
Mariners.
money, as we know. So, and the Mariners said already came out openly and said they're not going to be signing him. They
Yeah,
said that we won't sign that they're going to put that money into position players. So, his market's pretty thin at
yeah,
this point,
yeah.
which is crazy because he's a two-time Cy Young.
Mhm.
Um, but if we go over the projected standings, let's just move on to this. This move actually puts the Giants over the Padres. Last time we checked, I mean, they have them tied 81 and 81 here.
Yeah,
But they did have the Padres in third place before, and now they're saying with Matt Chapman, the Giants will be in third place.
yeah.
The pitching is a big question mark for the Giants, as we said for the past however many minutes this video is. But um, I think if the Giants can add two arms, which is a tough task right now on March 1st and spring training already started, there's a chance that the Giants could be second place in this division,
Yep.
honestly.
I agree. No, I agree. I'd have him in second place.
Yeah. Well, all in all, I think the deal is going to be a good one for the Giants and Matt Chapman. It's a great fit. It goes back to the Bay Area where he's familiar. And other than that, Blake, you got anything?
Nope.
All right, cool. Thanks for listening and like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.